I think I'm excited. It's a pretty cool experience. I thought going into it, so came in with an open mind and didn't really expect too much.
Well, pulling up to the base, the only thing I was really thinking about is this is actually happening. I'm about to jump in a Snowbird and take off. And my uncle's always huge into the Snowbirds. I remember going to watch it with him a couple times, but now it's just amazing to know that I was gonna go and hop in one right away.
When we were pulling out to the base, it was there's a lot going through my mind. I was nervous and excited to get the day going. There's been a lot of anticipation coming up to the day, so I was pretty excited for it to get started.
Yeah, Kendall, my roommate, did this last year, and he kind of mentioned to me that I might be picked to do it this year, and I started to get pretty worried, but he kind of coached me through it all and told me what it was all about, and he says a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I just took it. I was definitely nervous coming into the day, but as I started working through everything, going through the train and everything, I just started to figure out how safe it actually is up there. And by the end of it, I was actually pretty pumped to go on it. I saw when we got there, we had to get dressed up in all this Snowbird gear, and it was pretty weird to see some of the stuff they have to wear, the big boots that weren't that comfy.
Liners, socks, non-flammable Under Armour, stuff like that. It was a long process, but it was pretty cool to see.
Just all that stuff, just to hop on the plane for 30 minutes was something I wasn't expecting, but once I got on the gear, it was actually pretty warm and cozy.
I thought I looked like the coolest guy in the world in that flight suit.
I thought I looked pretty cool, and when the guys came in later, they said, Gorzy said I actually looked pretty scary, so I guess that's a good thing.
I thought I looked a lot cooler than Tanner in that flight suit.
Yeah, obviously I was really nervous. Once I got the suit on, I started thinking about I'm actually going to be hopping in the Snowbird pretty soon, and so I just try and make little jokes with myself, with Sammy, try and get his nerves a little less. And
I think everything that we did that day, I expected. I think the only thing that caught me off guard was just how easily they talked about using their parachutes and ejection and stuff like that. Obviously it's their job, so they talk about it like it's nothing, but for a second there you kind of forget that you're talking about falling out of a plane.
Once I heard the two keywords, eject, 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 or abandon the aircraft, I really started to get pretty nervous, because she actually made it sound like it was going to happen today. So that was pretty nerve-wracking, and I just knew that I had to remember this stuff just in case, make sure I know how to eject this thing.
I don't even know how to describe it. There was definitely a belt and a buckle for every part of your body. It was probably an hour long, just figuring out how to put yourself in a seat. It was pretty crazy.
Training was definitely tough on the mind and tough on my nerves too. I'm not that great in school at times for listening, so I knew I really had to listen up in the training, because it could be my life. Yeah, putting on the seatbelts was super overwhelming for sure. Seeing how many buckles there actually are, and you have to twist them and pull them, and it's a bunch of different stuff, and just thinking that I have to remember all this stuff if the plane ever goes down was pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I was very focused when they were showing us how to buckle into the plane there. It's the only thing keeping you alive, I guess you could say. So I was pretty intent and not messing anything up.
Honestly, I can't say I really remember. I just know she made a pretty good jingle to it. It was oxygen 1, 2, 3, and this belt.
It was pretty overwhelming that day. They filled us with a lot of stuff in such a short period of time, and I don't even think I can remember half of it now. Yeah, there's definitely some points where they were saying stuff that was getting a little nerve-wracking. When they were using the words like 16,000 feet, survival kit, stuff like that. They were talking about it because they know the chances are very slim. Me and Tanner going into it don't really know what to expect, but they're talking about it like it's going to happen. You're going to fall from 16,000 feet. You're going to have to use your survival kit. So it was a little nerve-wracking when they were talking about it, just like it's a day-to-day thing for them. The head-to-toe check in the plane. You tuck your feet in. you check that your pin's out by your feet. Then so you check your legs in tight, you check all your belts and straps, you check your oxygen, and I'm sure I'm missing something here. You check your chin strap, your mask, and I'm sure there's a couple more things in there that I didn't quite remember, but I think I got a couple of them.
Being with the team last year in the hangar, watching Kendall and Seams go up in the air was pretty cool, but nothing compared to this year. Having to put on a suit, go through all the training, and just knowing that I'm going to be the one going up this time was so surreal. This year was definitely a lot different walking into it. I mean, last year it was a little bit, you didn't see as much behind the scenes or take part in that much stuff. I mean, you saw the planes and they showed you a little bit of stuff, but spending the whole day there with the Snowbirds, I mean, you learned a lot of what happens behind the scenes and how much effort they have to put into a day of flying. Watching the Snowbirds brief was something really cool. It kind of reminded me of us being in the room, but just to know that they have their lives on the line, so they have to go through every little detail and have to be very precise in the air, which is why I thought the briefing was pretty cool. I thought the briefing was definitely one of the coolest parts of the whole thing. I mean, the preparation that they put into the 20-30 minute flight was pretty remarkable. I mean, they're going through all their calls, just sitting in a boardroom around a table. It was very neat. I mean, I didn't really expect to see them visualizing that much, but when I started thinking about it again, I'm just thinking that these guys are putting their life on the line. They have to make everything down to a certain point, and it was pretty cool. Absolutely, I think one of the biggest things we can learn from them is definitely their attention to detail. I mean, the smallest detail in them, in hockey, is the puck might end up in the back of your net if you don't pay attention to the details. But them, I mean, it's a life and death situation out there. I mean, one small turn and something could go wrong. So I mean, just the attention that they take to the small details is definitely something our team could learn from. And know when we go into the game that we should be visualizing too of what we have to do as a team, as an individual, and I think we could be better off for it. It was pretty cool. I mean, guys were pretty good. They were asking questions and stuff like that. It was definitely good to get my mind off being 16,000 feet in the air to have the guys there. I'm in there eating lunch right before we go out. I'm pretty nervous, and have the teammates coming in and get a joke around with them actually took a lot of nerves off it, and really get to see them when I land, give them the old thumbs up and show them the empty barf bag. I think it hit me when I first got into the plane and they said strap up, and I went blank from everything that we learned in the hour session, and I couldn't even remember what to do first, but I think that's at the point where it definitely hit me the most that I was about to be flying. The Snowbirds, flying in the Snowbirds hit me right when I buckled up my oxygen tube there to my face and put down my visor and hopped in. I just knew, I was like, this is actually gonna happen. I'm gonna be up in the air for a while now. The first half felt very long until I got sick, and then after I got sick, it was great from there on out, and it felt a little too quick for my liking. The first 2 minutes we're in the air, Greg Weed goes, okay, we're gonna do our first flip here. There's gonna be some G's, so make sure you clench and breathe in and tighten up your abs, or else you're not gonna be feeling that good after. So definitely made sure I did that, and I couldn't believe the amount of G-forces there was. Like, I mean, I've been on Drop of Doom, everything like that, and thought it'd be something like that, but it was just 10 times worse than that, and it was pretty crazy. Gone on my fair share of roller coasters, but this definitely beat any of them. I'd have to say my favorite part would be just seeing how close the planes were together. I mean, it's like tailgating a guy on the highway, except you're 16,000 feet in the air and going a heck of a lot faster and doing all different kinds of things up there. Well, the only good thing that came out of me puking up there was that we kind of pulled off from the rest of the group, and he let me try out the joystick, I guess you could say, and make a couple turns and stuff like that, which was definitely neat to feel the plane move with me doing it. It's definitely a new experience for sure. I mean, I can't really even describe it. You're looking straight down, and all you see is a small little speck of a house. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was pretty cool seeing Alan Miller and Mike Stothers just jump right in there and get ready for a picture with me and Sammy, and put my arm around Stutz, and yeah, actually told me to get lost, but I guess that's the kind of relationship we have.
It's definitely one of the coolest moments of my life. I mean, everyone I talked to, they were pretty jealous of me being a once-in-a-lifetime experience of what I got to do. Absolutely. In that debrief, they were very critical. They set goals for each flight, and I was really surprised. I think only 2 of them actually reached some of their goals, and it was definitely cool to see. I mean, a lot of times people would say, you know what, I had a good flight. They'd give themselves the benefit of the doubt, but they didn't give themselves an inch after that. They were very critical on every mistake that they made, and it was definitely cool to learn from.
Communication is definitely one of the biggest things I learned with the Snowbirds. They're always talking, even in the air, in the brief room, debrief room. There's always communication, and they're always on the same page.
I think in Moose Jaw here you get unbelievable experiences. I mean, I don't think there's another team in the Canadian Hockey League that would experience anything like this on any level. I mean, with that, everyone in the organization is so close. I mean, it's definitely a close family in this organization. I mean, to see Alan and Stutz after, and I mean, they were as excited as me and Tanner were. It was definitely cool to see them excited, and I think everybody from the organization, it was a great day for them. I used to look at them as just planes and stuff like that, but knowing what they go through and knowing what it's like up there, I'll definitely look at them differently. It was a great experience going through with Tanner. I mean, I think a lot of people know Tanner. He's a very outgoing guy, and kept the mood light all day, and it was great to have him there all day.
I mean, Sam's a great teammate and friend to me, and having someone like him on this helps out so much. He's always there cracking a few jokes and helped me along the way too, so it was awesome having him. For sure, the people that train at the base, I want to thank them so much too, and I really accept what they do now. Just going through with guys like me that know nothing, and they're teaching me how to put on 20 seatbelts to go into the airplane was just crazy.
Captain Bandette, he was great. He was really good up there in the air. He'd tell me when to clinch and stuff like that, because I mean, the G-force, I couldn't even describe. You can't be ready for it your first time. I mean, it's pretty crazy, and he was good. He made sure that I was all right at all times during the flight, and he helped me in the preparation just to be ready to go.
Captain Greg Weeb was outstanding for me. I mean, in the flight, he always told me when the G's were coming up so I could get ready for it, and I think that helped me a lot with not puking. And but even once we got down, he showed me how to put the pin in, everything, and showed me how to unbuckle some stuff, and he was just so good on the whole flight, and talked to me a lot while we were in the air and everything, so it's great having him.
It was very cool meeting Major Carmichael. I mean, she was very nice. She gave us a lot of tips and stuff of what to do in the flight, as being one of the only females to ever fly a Snowbird, which is very cool on her part. And I mean, she was very nice, and she was great to us all day.
For sure. Seeing the Snowbirds now, I'm going to definitely show them a lot more respect, and definitely knowing what they have to go through every day is just something I'll appreciate so much more. And I couldn't imagine doing that 2 to 3 times a day. Is just crazy.
I think everybody we ran into was a great person. I mean, everyone treated us great, and I mean, they opened up their doors, and it was awesome all day long.
Seeing all the Snowbird stuff outside of the pilots really made me appreciate how much there actually is there. Seeing the guys that help you get your clothes, the medical, the media guys, just everything. And when you think about the Snowbirds, you think it's just the 9 pilots or whatever it is. But once you see all the other people that help to make the Snowbirds work, it's pretty amazing.
I think it'd be a pretty cool path, but I mean, can't imagine doing that every day. I mean, it's pretty incredible that they can do 2 flights a day every day. I mean, it takes a lot out of your body. I think this year on March 9th, when we bring the Snowbirds out to a game, it'll be a lot more special than last year. I mean, last year it was a cool experience as well, but just saw the hangars and stuff like that. But to actually fly with them and be a part of their team for a day, I think it'll be cool to bring them in, show them our team for a day.
If there's anything that we can teach them, it would definitely to see how our team works, and to show them our side of systems in the hockey world rather than in the air.
To show them what goes into our daily routine. I mean, I thought the coolest part about being with the Snowbirds was showing how much preparation they have to get ready for a flight. So I think just showing them what goes into our day to be ready for a game and help them have the most fun that they can with it.
My goals for that night would definitely be to hopefully score or get in a fight or something, and definitely give the Snowbirds a win and a good ride.
The teamwork and commitment of the Snowbirds and the Warriors, they're very two tight-knit teams, and I think that they're going to be a good partnership between these two teams down the road.
Well, I woke up to the sound of silence. The cars were cutting like knives in a fist fight, and I found you with a bottle of wine, your head in the curtains and heart like the 4th of July. You swore and said we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are. Though I've never been through hell like that, I've closed enough windows to know you can never look back.